Let's go, baby. Happy Wednesday. Notice the
Happy
dub.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, dog. Let's hope.
My
Welcome to
favorite day used to be Saturday. Now it's Wednesday.
now. It gotta be. It gotta be, bro. Welcome to Wholesale Hardknocks, y'all. It's your boy Daryl. Got my brother Mike with me. It's episode 24, man. Episode 24
Dang.
of Wholesale Hardknocks, where we're just coming giving free game, bro. We might have to bottle this up and sell it as a course or something like that, bro. Because
Literally, I met with some wholesalers today, and I was just kind of breaking down how they are doing their direct to seller and how we push the ball forward for them.
Yeah.
The last steps were to go over their sales structure, right? I got them to go over the cold call script, and then I got them to go over the lead manager script and all the other things, right? And then we get down to the sales process, and I'm like, dude, this is just way too much information. I'm just gonna send you a Wholesale Hardknocks sales training video, and literally, and like not even capping, bro. They probably got $40,000 worth of value today.
Sheesh, for sure, without a doubt.
Absolutely bananas.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. After we did that sales training video, like I sat and I reflected. I'm like, damn, did we give out too much free sauce, bro? Like, did we give out the secret? Like, and but I'm cool with it. I'm 1,000% cool.
I love it, bro. Yo, my business partner one time, right? We were on a live together. He's like, dog, you're giving out too much shit, bro. You're giving out our whole shit. I'm like, yo, listen, the people need to hear it. This is my personality, bro.
Yeah. I love it. You know how I look at that? So like, obviously, we're gonna bring this back to football, right? We both played ball. You can, so like we used to always talk trash in practice, right? The offense versus the defense. The offense would always make an excuse. Oh, you know our plays, blah blah blah. You know the name of the plays, whatever, right? You still got to stop it, right? So that like some people in offense that would say, "Yo, I don't care if you know my play. You still got to stop me," right? And that's how I look at it. Right? I will give you all the sauce, but you still got to go out there and take action. It doesn't matter if you're not doing shit with it. You know what I'm saying? You can you can watch all the videos in the world. You can learn everything you want, but if you're not taking action, what's the point?
And that's a fact, bro. Literally, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's honestly. And actually, at the end of this thing, right, that we were going over today, it was probably like an hour and a half call. And as we're going over it, I'm like, yo, can like sum everything up, right? And he's just like, well, bro, I think all it really means is that we just got to have conversations and work. And I'm like, yeah, dog. That's really all this is. Literally. So like, as long as you're having conversations, as long as you're working, it is going to work. If you're a painter, as long as you're painting walls, you're going to make freaking money.
That's all it takes, bro. All it takes is action, man. Yo, so what we got in store today, bro?
Yo, so we are going over a deal breakdown. One of my deals and one of Daryl's deals. Homeboy just bought a freaking crib. So are we going over that one?
Yeah, that's the one we're going over, bro.
Let's go.
I'm excited.
Let's rock and roll. Let's go over that one first, bro.
Let's do it, bro. This is in Virginia. What part of Virginia is this? I'll give the address and everything because I don't care.
I was gonna do the same thing because people think we're capping.
Yeah, call the seller. Try it. I don't
no rap cap over here, baby.
Do what you want.
No cap in my rap.
This is in Forest, Virginia. Never been to Forest, Virginia. Never heard of Forest, Virginia. In fact, I didn't even pay for this lead. Somebody sent me the lead, right? So this is a JV lead. Shout out to John Lim. He sent the lead over. So side note.
Shout out to John Lim. That's my guy.
Bro, shout out to John Lim for sure, bro. Like, here, listen to this. A few months ago, John's like, yo, I don't want to wholesale anymore. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's just not for me, right? I'm like, cool. So what are you going to do with all the leads that you've ever generated over the past 2 years? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, now you know. Send them to me, right? Sent like 2,500 leads that he's ever generated for like the past 2 years. And he sent
2,500?
Yeah, 2,500 leads. So it was a point
where there's literally probably, let's break this down. Let's think about if you get a deal for every 50 leads, what is that? 2,500 divided by 50. That's 50 deals.
Yeah.
And let's just say, what's your average assignment fee, you think?
It's around 10,000, 10 to 12,000
Let's call it 12 because you're a badass.
for Showski.
Whoa, wait, hold on. 50 deals, that's probably going to come out of that. You times that by 12,000, that's 600 bands.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, we have 4 deals locked up for him right now, literally. And like it gets to the point where I text him every other week, and it's just like, yo, we got another deal locked up. We got a deal locked up. We got a deal
And he's
locked
just
up.
sitting there like, let's go, because I was going to
Yeah,
leave them shits.
exactly. He wasn't gonna do nothing with him. He's like, bro, I
Yeah.
don't even care. He's like, just pay me what you think is fair. Like, and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna pay you exactly what you deserve on this. Like, pay exactly what I pay everybody else. And he's like, bro, I just know you're not gonna fuck me, right? Just close these deals for us. Get us some money. I'm like,
That's
bet.
real, bro.
Sounds
Yo,
good.
why didn't he want to have his team tackle the leads?
Because that's the thing, right? It's outsourcing, right? Like his talent and where he's best at, right, and is raising money, right, buying deals. He's doing a lot of mobile home parks, right? He's doing Airbnbs and stuff like that. So he just doesn't have time for wholesaling. And he's getting into other markets as well. So like a lot of his leads are in the DMV area, Virginia, Baltimore, DC, and he's looking to do a lot in like other markets as well. So he just didn't have the bandwidth to follow up with his leads, and he didn't have a team. Like he had a team, right? He had a team, but it wasn't to the size of my team, right? The acquisition, like my acquisitions team, and he realized that. He's like, yo, my guy has a team built out, right? He has systems in place, processes in place, and I trust him with my leads. I know he's gonna call them, right? So we sent them over. He sent them over,
Bro,
and
2,500 leads is like a full sales team.
it is
Literally. Like that's literally probably like including lead managers, closers and stuff. You're probably looking at like a 5-man team that you need.
Yeah, for sure. And we got 11, so we're good. We're good. Yeah, bro. But so back to this deal, right? So this is, you guys can look this up in the chat. We're actually closing tomorrow. I signed the paperwork today. I just mailed it back, and then we're gonna close in the morning. But the property is 103 Gooseneck Drive, in Forest, Virginia. So I'll pull it up here. Where's it at?
I'll pull it up.
Janie, word, you can pull it up. Let's do it. 103 Gooseneck Drive in Forest, Virginia. Gooseneck Court, sorry.
Gooseneck Court.
Yeah. Forest, Virginia. So I'll tell you the backstory about this. It's actually pretty sad. So remember, guys, there's always a story behind every single deal, right? It's bigger than the house, right? It's always why. Why are you selling this house? Most people only buy or sell 1 or 2 houses in their whole life, right? So if somebody's deciding to sell a house fast, something happened, right? Something's going on, right? So in this case, Janie, who's our seller, she is actually the mother of the woman who owned the property, right? And the woman who owned the property, she actually passed away. She had a son. She left a son. So Janie is now taking care of her grandson, and she's like, I just don't need the house anymore, right? She misses her daughter, right? The house brings back memories, and she just wants to sell it to a person who's going to take care of it, right? So she sold it to us, subject to, right? So if you guys caught that, right, we're taking over a deceased person's mortgage, right? You can definitely do that. It's 1,000% legal. We're doing it, right? So we're just taking over the mortgage, continue to make payments. Janie just wanted $12,000, right? So $12,000 up front would have killed the deal. So what we agreed to was $6,500 up front. So she'll get a check for $6,500 tomorrow, and then 12 months from now, she'll get another check for $6,500. So it's at $13,000.
Okay, so you're taking this lady's property over subject to, which means you're taking the responsibility of the mortgage. That's how I've been pitching the sub 2 deals. I'm taking over the responsibility of the mortgage. Rather than saying, I'm gonna take over the payments and we're gonna use a servicing company, and you know what I'm saying, going into the weeds of it. the seller gets super scared. Yo, listen, I'm just going to take over the responsibility of what you got in place right now.
I like that. That's a nugget, guys. If you guys are
Mhm.
listening and you guys are pitching creative and explaining terms, say that again, Mike. Taking over sub 2, you're taking over the responsibility, you said?
I will be taking over the responsibility of what you got going on right now.
I love that. I love that.
So why did so you're taking over this property sub 2, but you said 12,000 up front would have killed the deal. Why?
It would have killed the deal because we got to get paid. One, my assignment, my team needs to get paid, right? JV partner needs to get paid who brought the lead. Right. Oh shoot. I'm sorry. This was not one of John Lim's lead. Now that I'm looking at it. But shout out to John because we got 4 deals under contract with John right now. So shout out to John. He's still doing his thing. But this particular lead, right, it just wouldn't work. We're paying ourselves $10,000. I'm paying the wholesaler who brought the lead to me $4,000. Now that's usually higher. Like I usually pay lower for them bringing a lead because there was a lot of work that came into this. But there was 3 people. They had 3 people that were involved, and it was a weird situation, right? They had it under contract originally, cash, right? And they brought it to another person in their mentorship to help them find a buyer. That person in their mentorship brought it to me, and I looked at it and I'm like, they're asking for too much money, right? We would need to buy this on terms. So she's like, all right, cool. Do what you got to do. She submitted it to my system, and we ended up getting it on terms, right? So since there was 3 people and they explained that to me, I was able to pay them some more. My company's getting $6,000 for buying it. So literally getting paid to buy a house, right? So I'm assigning it from one LLC to another LLC that I own, and I'm paying myself an assignment fee, right? So I'm getting paid to buy a house.
That's badass.
Don't let that go over your head, guys. Like I'm getting paid, like, and it's a good amount too. Like I'm not keeping the whole 6,000, right? Because I have a team. People need to get paid, but my company,
people are out here trying to do the burr strategy, and homeboys out here getting paid to buy houses.
Facts
with better terms than the people on the burr strategy deals.
With better terms, bro. I think the mortgage rate is
crazy
at 4% interest rate. PITI is $1,100 a month. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this. I'm not gonna keep it because it doesn't fit. I have an idea of the properties that I want to hold in my portfolio and keep, right? And if I can't do that, I'm gonna just create a note, right? If you guys don't know what a note is, it's a promissory note, right? So this person that I'm selling the house to, they promise to pay me back the payments. It's just exactly how it sounds, right? Promissory note is I promise to pay you back by this day, right? So I'm becoming the lender on this deal, and I'm selling the house on seller finance, right? So I'm going to wrap it to somebody who they are having trouble getting approved for a loan, right? They have some cash, but they don't have the credit to get into a house. So we sell it to them, and I'm going to sell it to them at, I'm probably gonna get around $45,000 down, a down payment for $45K. So I'm gonna get paid up front for that, right? That'll pay off my lender, and that'll put another 10 to 15K in my pocket. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna rent it. We're gonna charge a monthly payment, right? So I'm financing my buyer, right? So I'm gonna charge them a monthly payment. If my payment to the bank is $1,100, the rent rate is at $1,800, right? That's what I'm gonna charge. I'm gonna charge them $1,800 to make like payments every single month, $1,800, and on top of that, my money has to make interest, right? I'm not lending nobody money for free, right? So I'm gonna lend you money at the market interest, right? Market interest is about 6-7% right now, right? So I'm also going to make interest on my money, right? And here's another thing, last thing, I'm making money again on the back end because we bought it for $110,000. That's the purchase price. ARV is around 190, 200,000.
Dang, bro.
Yeah, we have a good amount of equity as well.
So are you putting some repairs into the property before you sell it to the wrap buyer?
I'm not touching it at all.
This guy's a gangster.
I'm not touching it at all. I'm not putting $1 into it. We have a lockbox on it. All I need to do is facilitate walkthroughs. Get somebody to facilitate a walkthrough. Get interested buyers coming in. And we were just talking about outsourcing, right, bro? I outsource literally everything. I was just telling this to somebody earlier. I don't mind sharing the pie, right? So You think I want to go find a buyer to buy this?
Hell
No.
no.
I'm gonna find somebody who wants to find a buyer. So I said, here, I bought this house. Now go find me a buyer to do it to buy this on seller finance, right? And we squat up, we split the down payment, we split the monthly payments, right? And again, this is a passive monthly payment, right? This is a passive check because I'm becoming the lender, right? So every single month I'm getting a payment like I'm the bank, and I don't have to worry about repairs. I don't have to worry about if they mess the house up. I don't have to worry about none of that because it's their house. They own the house, right? The only thing that I have to worry about is if they default, right? If they miss a payment. But just like we tell sellers all the time who sell to us on seller finance, your worst case scenario is actually your best case scenario, right? If I default, you
Mm-hmm.
keep everything I did to the property, keep all the upgrades, you keep the down payment I made to you, and you get the property right back, and you can sell it again. So if this person defaults, I'm keeping the 45K, keeping any upgrades they made, I'm getting them out of there. I'm keeping the house, and I'm gonna just sell it again. Do the same exact thing, rinse and repeat. You know what I'm saying? So wrapping properties is a really good strategy because you're literally getting paid 4 different times on one deal, 4 different
And
ways.
who is this rap buyer?
So our typical wrap buyer is somebody, like I was saying, who has cash. They have money to pay a down payment,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't have credit. Right.
Love it.
A
So
lot of
maybe
times,
like a contractor with a bunch of cash or something,
exactly, a
right?
contractor, somebody who does construction, somebody who has
And
cash, they're getting paid under the
they
table.
want to own the property for them to live in.
They live in the property, so they don't care
So
about cash.
homeboy's getting paid right up front to buy the house.
Yep.
He's getting paid during the project, and he's getting paid later on, and he doesn't have to manage shit
Exactly.
on the back end of it because this person owns the house, right?
Exactly.
Does Chase Bank manage like let's just say Daryl went and got a bank loan at Chase Bank to buy a house? Does Chase Bank manage Daryl's property? No, they just get a check every single month. That's what Daryl is becoming. So essentially, here's what's happening. Daryl went out to a seller and said, "Hey, let's do this deal for these specific terms." Daryl was like, "Holy crap, these are really good terms. I can take these terms and essentially upscale these terms to somebody else, upsell these terms to somebody else."
Yep.
So, perfect example. I used to be a barber, right? And we have these things called like enhancements and stuff that you can put in people's hair and
Yeah,
stuff
I'm
like that.
listening to the dog. I ain't gonna lie. If a barber asks me if I want some enhancements, they just gonna get the evil eye, bro. Not gonna
Yo,
lie.
yeah. All right, we're not gonna go there, bro. We're not gonna go there. But anyways, we used to do enhancements, right?
uh,
And knowing that the enhancements like enhance the haircut, we used to upsell the haircut, right? Even though it's essentially the same freaking haircut. Like literally the next you take a shower, the shit washes off, like it's the same freaking haircut. But
yeah,
we got to upsell it because now the presentation is bigger.
for sure.
AKA, hey, I'm going to tell you that you don't need any credit or anything like that in order to buy this deal. I'm going to upsell this deal to you because I know what I have going on right now looks freaking good.
Yep.
So I have these terms that look really good. I'm going to upsell these terms at a higher ticket. Now you're taking them at the higher ticket and taking the spread and not
Yep.
having to manage anything.
Exactly. It's beautiful, bro. Like, and
Mhm.
the fact that in this deal, $0 out of my pocket, bro. Literally just sign closing documents to buy a house. My main bank account, like my everyday bank account, has like $1,000 in it right now. Like I keep it low. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. People think you need money to buy properties and to get in this business. You really don't. You just need to be able to talk to people. You need to be able to connect, be a connector, right? Find somebody
Mhm.
who has money, who's not doing nothing with their money, and
Yep.
show them how they can make money with their money that's secured by real estate,
Pace said
right?
something before. He's like, dude, I negotiate my best deals when I have $0.
For sure.
Us as real estate investors, bro, we dump a lot of bread into projects or softwares or whatever we're dumping bread into. So a lot of the times, like Daryl was saying, that bank account is low. It's actually when my bank account gets high, I get stressed out. That means I'm not
Yeah.
freaking dumping money into shit.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Um, love it, dude. That's a
That's true.
freaking dope deal.
Thanks,
So,
bro.
what's the long term play with it?
But the long-term play is just get paid forever, bro. Like
Rental.
literally the next 30 years or however long until it takes for this person to refinance me out. I'm going to be getting paid,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it doesn't really matter. A lot of times and what I would do is honestly, like, if this person that we're getting into the house, if they need help, like, uh, building their credit, right, and buying the house, getting approved for a loan, I wouldn't mind doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because that still benefits me, right? Obviously, I'll make more money the longer that they make the payments, but if they just want to balloon me out, I'm still gonna get paid. That's a nice payday. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my plan is to just keep it for as long as they want, and just get cash flow forever, right? That'd be a good $600-700 of cash flow every single month, right?
This is
$0 out
so
of my
genius.
yeah.
Didn't generate the lead. Did you close the deal or did you have
Hell
somebody?
no. I didn't even speak to the seller.
Listen. Didn't generate the lead. So never pulled a list, never did anything. So never generated a lead, never followed up with the lead, never closed the lead, never had to go find a buyer or anything like that, never managed a project, never had to do any of that shit. Oh, and homeboy's getting paid like 4 times and paid for life.
Bro, it's crazy. I was actually thinking about this earlier, right? I was driving and I was just like appreciating the fact that I built a business that doesn't I don't need to be there for it to operate. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm like, damn, it could be it's really easy for me to just get lazy, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. And the business will still operate, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now I need to find new stuff to do, new adventures to take on and stuff like that, and just new things to get better at and learn and be able to provide value, right? And just bring it back to the team and the camp. But yeah, bro, got paid. I guess we could say 5 different ways on this deal, and I literally did nothing but sign papers. I mean, I helped the team negotiate. I underwrote the deal, right? Obviously, I know it's a deal, right? Because I underwrote it, but literally got paid an assignment fee, getting paid an assignment fee, gonna get paid when we get the buyer in for a down payment, gonna
Mm-hmm.
get paid monthly payments for the next 30 years,
This is
gonna
freaking
get paid interest on those monthly payments, and then I built in 60-70K of equity, right? So when they decide to pay me off, I'll get paid that too, right? So 5 different ways on one property. Never seen the property. I didn't generate the lead. I didn't talk to the seller. I didn't follow up. I didn't do shit but sign papers.
actually, let's not even say that because what people don't understand is all the work that you've done up to this point,
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
right? Like, because a lot of people on YouTube, they'll preach that. They'll preach that like, dude, I'm doing deals. I'm never talking to the seller and da, da, da,
Yeah.
da, da. But they don't ever talk about like the freaking first year or two into the business that they were on the phones, that they were in freaking Olu's living room, on the floor calling sellers.
Exactly. Yeah, that they
You know what
don't
I'm saying?
and that's a great point, bro, cuz like it took time to get here, right? Like I was just talking to Marlon about this. He said, "Bro, like your team is growing really fast." And I'm like, "Yeah, but there was a point where it was just me, right? And I was the only person making 100 calls a day, right?
Yeah.
Like if I don't make the calls, the business isn't running, right? So I had to get enough confidence, close enough deals to where I'm actually like able to employ people and teach them the way and show them exactly what I'm doing with confidence and be able to, have them trust in me to lead them the right way, right? Because that's how I look at it, right? Like people who work for you and work on your team. And I even hate to say like work for you, right? Work for me. I hate to say that. I like to say my team, part of the team, just building the team atmosphere and the culture, right? But at the end of the day, these people work for you, right? And they rely on you to provide them ways to make money. And it's not just them, right? That a lot of times that they got to feed, it's also their families. Like some of the guys who work for me, or they live overseas, they have kids, they have wives, they have families. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like if I'm not providing and if I'm not showing up every day and putting things in place to where this thing is a machine and is working, like it is actually working and we're making money, then I'm doing everybody a disservice. It's
That's a
not just
fact.
me, right? So that's why I like having a team. But do not get it twisted, y'all. This was not no overnight shit. This was day after day after day after day after day of 100 calls a day, many conversations, a lot of mess ups, right? And just learning, going through the process and just getting better every single day.
Yeah,
So
dude. I was talking to 2 dudes today, and they were like, the same dudes that I was doing a hot seat with, right?
mhm.
Just breaking down the direct to seller model like crazy. But they were looking at people in other mentorships and people in sub 2 and people on Facebook and YouTube and all these things that are saying, hey, first 30, 60 days into the business, they get a contract. And they're like, what the heck? Are we doing something wrong? And I'm like, yo, I didn't get my first deal for 7 months.
Yep.
I was sweating, spent a shit ton of bread before I got that first deal, spent a
Yep.
shit ton of hours learning, doing all the things. And then boom, finally my first deal in month 7. And people want to quit after like 30 or 60 days because they see other people getting deals in 30 or 60 days. Getting your first deal, like jumping into real estate and getting your first deal in 30 to 60 days definitely is possible. I think the quickest way to do it is joining somebody's team, but
Yeah.
doing it on your own, it's obviously it is possible. People do it, but that's not a business.
So
That's a myth.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you, bro, because that was my experience, right? I got my first deal really
Mm-hmm.
fast, right? My first deal ever was my mom's house. I wholesaled my mom's house,
Yeah.
right? Very first deal ever. It took me like 3 weeks to do it, right? So like, boom, okay, I'm like, damn, this is easy, right? Put some money back in the marketing. Now I'm cold calling, right? Got another 2 deals in the next 2 months, right? So I got 3 deals in 3 months. I'm like, bro, this shit is easy, right? So one of my coaches always used to say, "Fool's gold," right? And what he used to say was like, if say you made a play, you made a big play, right? But you took the wrong steps or you read the wrong keys, right? Yeah, it looks good, but it won't happen the next time. Like the
Mm-hmm.
next time, the other coach, the other team, they're gonna see where you made that mistake and they're gonna hit where you were supposed to be at, right? So it's fool's gold. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You weren't supposed to be there, but you made that play, right? So that's what I called my first 3 deals, fool's gold, because the next 6 or 7 months, I was dealless, 0 deals the next 6 or 7 months because I didn't know that this was really a grind. I didn't know that I needed a pipeline, that I needed to follow up with all these leads, that it was so many other moving parts. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I was, I got, I don't want to say I got lucky because I was grinding, I was putting in the work, but it doesn't happen like that for everybody. And I actually think the people who it takes them longer to get their first deal, they're they're more prepared for what's to come because that's real. Like this isn't unless you have the systems and processes and like everything set up to where you have consistent lead flow and the people following up and dispo everything set up, it may take you some time to close some deals. So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta just know that. You gotta know that it's gonna be there. It's gonna happen.
100%, bro.
Hell yeah, bro.
100%.
But yeah, bro, that's that deal. That's gonna be a wrap. I'm actually squatting up with Olu on that one. Olu's gonna find the buyer. And we're gonna just gonna get some
Let's
cash.
go.
Hell yeah. I wanna see what you're working on, bro, because you got a lot going on. I've been seeing your IG, bro. You've been in the field, dog.
Man, I've been in the trenches getting to it, dog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about a deal though that I did a few months ago because it was cool. And the reason being is I looked over here and I have this envelope and this has to do with the deal.
I love it.
Um, so 22 Lucas Street in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Okay. Let's pull this thing up.
New Bedford.
New Bedford. So let's look at this.
While Mike's pulling that up, guys, if you are watching and you have not yet liked this video, make sure you like this video. If you're not yet subscribed to me and Mike's YouTube channels, make sure you guys subscribe to me and Mike's YouTube channel. We go live every single Wednesday, 4 o'clock Arizona time, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Was that 6 o'clock Central? And we literally just give you guys free sauce, free game every single day. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's see if we can get some more people up in here right now.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So this is 22 Lucas Street. Okay. This is a cool deal.
Okay.
So lead comes in from a cold call. My virtual assistant cold called this person. His name is Sylvester. So we call Sylvester. Lead is generated. Well, first off, we pull a list. So I'm going to break it down really like point by point.
Can we start with Sylvester's like personality type? Because I feel like every person that I spoke to named Sylvester is a crazy dude. Like they're crazy.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Dude, anybody that sells a house for cash is crazy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing. But so we pull a list, we pull data, we skip trace it. Our virtual assistant calls that list. We talk to this guy, Sylvester. Sylvester says, hey, I have a problem. I'm going through some health issues. I have this property here in New Bedford. I live in Arkansas, which is obviously thousands of miles away. Okay, so he lives all the way out there. He has this property that's been vacant for like 3 years. And he's like, dude, I want to sell this property. I'm going through some things. Didn't really get the full actual story until we move further on. But essentially, he's like, dude, I can't afford the house anymore. It's just like, it's too much to keep up with. My health is declining. I think he might have had cancer. But however, I'm getting sick. Okay. I'm getting more and more sick all the time. So I don't want to sell the property just yet because Boston has the best medical systems. And if I get too sick, which it could be in the next couple months, that's kind of my deadline, then I would want to come back and live back in the property and go to the Boston hospital because they're better than Arkansas. So I'm like, all right, great. Why don't we do this? Why don't we put an agreement in place so that you have peace of mind that you have a buyer in place within 2 months, right? And contingent upon your health, if your health doesn't allow you to stay in Arkansas and you have to move back to Boston, then great. You can just keep the house and we'll back out of the contract. But at least you have a buyer in place. Okay. So it was contingent upon his health issues within the next 2 months. If his health issues were terrible, then he had the ability to back out. That's what it was. And he had to prove that. It said, like, in writing, you have to prove from a doctor that your health is declining. You have to come back to Boston.
You're smart, bro. That's smart though.
Because if not, then he could have just claimed, oh, I don't feel good. I want to come back to Boston.
Exactly.
And realistically, that could have meant that he had another buyer.
Exactly.
Okay. So we said in writing, you have to show us from a doctor or doctor's note or whatever that your health is declining and you're forced to move back to Boston, and we will go under agreement. He's like, okay, great. We did it. Actually came to like month 1, like the end of month 1. And he's like, hey, bro, I'm not coming back to Boston. Like, screw it. Let's just get the deal done. I'm like, okay, cool. So we run title.
Okay.
Actually, to back up a little bit, within that time frame, we actually assigned it to a buyer. We got this property under contract at $200,000. And we assign it to a buyer at $240,000.
Sheesh.
So that's a $40,000 assignment fee. So for those watching that might not know too much about real estate, we have a contract that says we are buying Sylvester's property for $200,000, and then we bring in a buyer that says they will pay $240,000. We take that contract and we essentially sell it to our buyer for $40,000.
Bro, right? Time out real quick. Can we talk about how most people, well, not most people, but a lot of people make 40K in a year or don't make 40K in a year? Like that's their threshold, bro.
This is real. This is like
insane, bro. Business. It's insane.
And people will be like, dude, this business doesn't work after trying it for 90 days and not gaining any traction. Dude, I went 7 months, you know what I'm saying, with not one deal in order to finally get proof of concept. And then I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. So we assigned this deal for $240,000. Then Sylvester contacts us back and says, hey, I'm ready to close on this thing. We can do it before we're essentially supposed to close. So I'm like, okay, cool. We run title, which means the attorneys go back and they check who has owned the property. And they do there's a lot of learning lessons that came from this. They do the authorization to pull his information from the mortgage company, and they get the total payoff. So as we get the total payoff, it says that Sylvester owes like $241,000.
Ooh, ouch.
And the property was about to get foreclosed on.
Shit.
We didn't know all this. So now what we do is immediately when we get a property under contract, we have our attorneys run title like instantly, no matter what our close date is.
I like that.
So that's one learning lesson that came out of it. So what ended up happening was we're like, crap, dude. This guy owes 241 grand. We have a buyer essentially that could pay off his whole entire house and just kick us out of the deal. In order to do that, he's going to have to come up with some closing costs and stuff. So let's get the buyer up to 245. Negotiated the buyer to come up to 245. Buyer comes up to 245, and we're like, yeah, but at the end of the day, dude, we're about to make $40,000 on this deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And he owes that to the bank. So what do? I contacted Sylvester and I said, hey, man, we have this deal going on that you said that, you're okay with us buying for 200,000, but we have a problem. You owe 241 grand. Did you know that? He's like, no, I had no idea. I'm like, when's the last time you made a mortgage payment? He's like, I don't know, a couple of years.
You would have thought that he had some type of thought that
right. So I'm like,
bank would come soon.
Right. So I'm like, okay, this is another learning lesson. This is something that we have to nip in the bud on every single sales call. How much do you owe? Right? Like, are you up to date on your mortgage and all these things? We got to make sure. Are there any liens on the property and stuff before we get into agreement? Right.
Real quick, what the question that my team asks and that I ask every time I know the house is vacant, because it's vacant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I say is, like, dang, the house is vacant. I hope you're not paying a mortgage on that right now while it's vacant, while nobody's in there. And they usually tell me right then and there, like, no, it's no mortgage, or yeah, I do have a mortgage, but I haven't paid it for the last 2 years, right?
I love that. I'm going to start using that. So here's what I'm going to show you really quick. So I asked Sylvester, right? I'm like, dude, I mean, are you going to be able to come up with $40-something thousand for us to close on this property? Because with the way our contract's written right now, it says we're buying this house for $200,000 and you owe 240. You got to come up with $40-something thousand to close. Where are you going to come up with this?
Right.
He's like, bro, I don't have 40 grand. Right. So I'm like, okay. So what do you suggest we do? Notice, I'm not suggesting stuff.
Yep.
I'm not saying, let's do this, let's do that. I'm having him come up with a solution. He's like, I don't know. I could pay you monthly or something. So I'm like, I'm like, okay, well, if you could pay me monthly, how much could you pay a month? He's like, oh, I can come up with about $1,000 a month.
Shit.
That I can pay you. I said, okay, so if you pay us $1,000 a month and we agree to close in your property and you don't have to come out of pocket right away with the $40,000, what would prevent us from getting the deal done? And he's like, nothing, let's do it. So I'm like, okay, great. We end up essentially financing this cat, yo. Are we special today or what?
We got special guests, bro. We got
let's go, baby,
bro. Dog.
What's good, big dog?
Go, man.
I'm grateful.
I miss you, bro. What you been up to?
Bro, he's out here locking up deals, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, baby.
Dang. Yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Yo, the wholesale.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Bro, you never interrupt.
You are not following Marlon Johnson, Mindset Marlon on all the things. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Go follow this cat, yo.
Yo, we actually had a pretty dope interview with Marlon a couple months back. Maybe
you're gonna have to come back on, bro.
We do,
bro.
Yo, throw one in the chat if you guys want to see Marlon back on Wholesale Hardknocks.
Let's go.
Over some mindset stuff.
Let's see. I know I want to see it.
We've had some growth since then. So
sure.
yo,
likewise, bro.
I mean, yo, y'all are killing it, man. Y'all are big. You're dropping value 24/7. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just watching y'all on the big screen inside, and then I realized, like, yo, Daryl's outside right now. Like, let me go meet this man in person. Y'all follow these guys on YouTube. Bro. So I mean, I'm gonna go join in the audience, but like, I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, bro.
You're the man, bro.
Bro. Yeah, you got any words of wisdom, really quick, bro?
Like,
the mindset goat, bro.
Always. So I mean, recently I've been having some higher level conversations. The only sort of conversations we enjoy having when you move in these sort of circles. And really what I want to talk to everybody about and just remind everyone quickly here is the power of intentionality. So when I say that, I'm talking about choosing how you're going to show up to your day. when I get my morning started, something that's really important to me is I analyze what it is I want to create out of that day. But even more so, I analyze, in order for me to have a successful day, who does my day need me to be? How do I need to show up? What is the character I need to live into, right? What is the best version of me? The version of me that already knows I'm going to cross the finish line. The version of me that already knows that the success is mine. How does he show up to today? And when the answers start coming to me, when I start realizing it's not about having the money, it's not about having different resources, it's about the characteristics that I show. It's the characteristics that I live by. I start to realize I can live as that successful person today, immediately. Having confidence doesn't require another 2, 3, 4, 5 years of building. That's something you can start today. Having intentionality doesn't need another 10 years. Being the person that makes your family light up when you walk into the room, that's something you can start with right now. Being the person that you're proud of, that starts today. Speaking honest, speaking truth, all of that starts today, right? However, it takes intentionality. It doesn't happen on accident.
I love it, bro.
Bro.
How lucky are we, bro?
Bro, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, how lucky am I, man?
So good.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. I think it was on I don't know if it was on a live we did or if it was on Wholesale Hardknocks. But do you remember telling us that you stopped essentially mapping out your day in the beginning of the week and you started doing it like at the end of the night or something like that, and you list maybe like the top 6 things or the top 10 things or something that you need to get done the next day or that same day?
Bro, every day. So check it out. It's the top 3. It's my top 3 priorities.
Top 3, okay.
I have, and here's why, right? You know, we only get a certain amount of decisions each day that we can make, powerful decisions, before we hit decision fatigue. So when people think we have a time management problem, we don't have a time management problem. 24 hours click away like for everybody else the same way, right? Me, Oprah, The Rock, you know, we all share the same 24 hours. So what's the difference? The difference is different individuals learn how to prioritize tasks better. They learn how to go after the important things, because anyone can fill their day with simple to-dos. Anybody can fill their day with a list that's never ending. So at the end of every evening, I have my accountability partner. Shout out Alejandro Alvarez, right? I know Alejandro.
My guy. Another
We gotta get him on here.
He's a goat.
We gotta get him
He's
on
a
here.
goat.
Facts.
Yeah.
So Alejandro and I, we have an accountability like text chain going with each other. It's been going on now for the last 4 or 5 months, and every single day, it's very simple. I text him the 3 things that I need to get done tomorrow. Then the very next day, when I finish those 3 tasks, I text him 1 word. That word is executed. That's it. We don't need to have a conversation about why it didn't happen, because it happens.
That's gangster, bro.
There is no conversation needed. It was like it needed to be done. You determined last night that that's the most important thing that you can do with your tomorrow. Great. Go get it done. Period.
Yeah, what's up? We still on that or what?
Yeah, bro. I literally sent you and Olu the text.
That's so funny. This is how the universe works.
Yeah.
Homeboy put me and Olu in a chat today and essentially said that, like, yo, we need to start having accountability texts.
Yeah. And
it's amazing.
Exactly what we're just talking about, right? Like the intentionality thing, that was, you've been talking about it, right? As I was on my way back up here today, I'm listening to a podcast, right? And that's what I said when I came in the house, and I said, Mike, I told him, I said, stop trying to figure out how to make the money. Figure out what person you need to be to attract the money, right? And that's exactly what this guy was talking about. He was saying just be intentional, right? And it was actually the interview that Olu sent, right? He was talking about being intentional with who you want to be, how do you want to show up every single day. And it's crazy. That's just been the theme. Like when God's trying to tell you a message, bro, he's gonna keep telling you that message until you get it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, bro. God is speaking through you, my brother.
I appreciate it.
As always.
Oh yeah, man.
The reason why I brought it up is because I took that and I ran with it, and bro, it's been working, because what I used to do is what you talked about before. And I think you used to do this too, like time block everything. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you time block shit and you end up saying, hey, I'm going to do this for an hour, and you do it for 45 minutes and you're like, I'm just hanging out for 15 minutes because I already banged this stuff out that I was supposed to time block for an hour. What do I do in these 15 minutes? Now it's unintentional. So what I started to do is exactly what you're saying. I'm like, okay, let me list out the top things that I need to do. For me, it's 6. I think I'm going to start trying 3 because it's a little bit more high level decision making at that point, in my opinion. Now that you're saying that, but it's really been working, bro. It's been pushing the ball forward like crazy. Now it's like no time wasted. I'm just like, all right, boom, boom, boom. Because here's what I think it does. I think it prioritizes your decision making, and that's where what I think you were saying, time management. A lot of people think they have a time management problem. It's not a time management problem. It's a decision making problem.
Facts. So good. That's 100% what it is. And so when you start realizing, all right, cool, these are the things that require my attention. Everything else, yeah, it needs to be done. However, it doesn't need to be done by you. So maybe one of the things on your list is like, man, I feel like I always got so many things left to do. Cool. Your next most important task needs to be figure out how to delegate, figure out how to build a team, figure out how to bring people in your life to take care of that never-ending to-do list.
I have this planner, a law of attraction planner. I think you have a mic. I think you actually have it too.
I don't want to shallow onto it.
We all have it.
Rich is the one that put us on.
Yeah.
But
we all have it, right? And one thing they have in there is priorities that can be delegated, that somebody else should do or can be delegated every single day, right? And that should be, in my opinion, should be bigger than the list that you're doing, that you need to accomplish every single day. So hell yeah.
Ooh, I might start doing that. Top 3, and then list out the things that need to get done today, but not by me.
Yep. Yep.
There we go. That's it right there.
Hell yeah.
I love it, bro.
Fire. We gotta get you back on here, bro.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Let's schedule that.
I appreciate you, dog.
You contact your assistant, bro.
Facts.
Yeah, I'll tell Karen to look out for y'all.
Guys, if you guys are not subscribed to Marlon, Mindset Marlon, do that right now. My guy's a future billionaire, without a doubt.
Fendi fact.
Make sure you follow this guy.
Freaking love it.
Yo, let's get back to this badass deal that you were talking about, bro.
So essentially, we asked Sylvester, like, okay, what are you gonna do?
You got to recap really quick, bro. You were talking about how you literally got this guy to. That's more badass than my deal, bro. You literally got a seller to pay you for buying his house.
That is kind of crazy.
Like, this is insane, bro. I need to hear the rest.
So essentially, think about it. He owes too much. We already have a $40,000 assignment fee baked in there. So I'm like, dude, how are you going to come up with this 40 grand that we need to close? And he's like, well, I can give you $1,000 a month. I'm like, okay, great. If you give us $1,000 a month and we close on your property and you don't have to come out of pocket right away in order to close the deal, what prevents us from moving forward? And he's like, nothing. I'm like, okay, great, let's do it. So what we did is we wrote up a promissory note that essentially just stated that Sylvester owes our company $1,000 a month. We didn't tack on any interest or anything, just straight $1,000 a month for 40 months straight.
So good, bro. Is that promissory note attached to anything?
So that's the problem. That's where I was nervous. And what you should do in this situation is, and he would have if he had other assets, but he doesn't have any other assets. So if he had another house or even a car or something like that, we can attach that promissory note as a lien on one of his properties or one of his cars or some hard asset that he has. Yeah. So that if he defaults and never pays us, we can then go after his car or go after his house or whatever the case is. That secures us on the deal. Right?
That's so good. How many months is he making these payments for? Is it or years? Is it till he pays the 40,000 off?
Yep, 40 months straight, $1,000 a month. Literally, I have a check right here.
That's so fire, bro.
I get this check sent to my office in this envelope.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. That's so good, bro.
It's freaking crazy. So, anyways, it was on and I have full respect for him. Honestly, I got to give him a call because I haven't talked to him in a couple of months. Just be like, bro, I respect you because I'm not gonna go ahead and say because you really don't have to pay me.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't, but he has.
Yeah.
Right. He has been paying this whole entire time. So it's just like respect. But all that stuff was taken care of in that sales process, upfront contracts and everything. So, right. Good. And I did let him know, like, dude, if you don't pay this, then we can take you to court.
Yeah.
He's asking, like, what are the repercussions if I don't pay? Well, if you don't pay, then we can essentially take you to court, which is the case. It's just for us on our end. Hopefully Sylvester's not watching this. But on our end, it's going to cost us too much money in order to bring him to court.
That's what I was gonna say too. Next time you get a loan unsecured, or next time you loan somebody money unsecured, it's something that I literally just had a conversation with somebody today because they were asking me like they were like, yo, I just loaned out this money, it's unsecured, and I haven't been hearing from the person who's making the payment. So I'm like, is the property? I said, is it secured or anything? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, but she said the way she had it set up in her paperwork, and it's really smart, is if she has to sue him, he has to pay for her lawyer fees and her attorney fees.
I think we actually might have that in our promissory note. Now I'm thinking about it.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, because our attorney.
Even try, Sylvester, if you're listening.
Yes, but much respect.
Thanks. No, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Another funny thing about the story is that we almost didn't close because they were just like pulling teeth trying to close this deal. Just because there were a lot of title issues and stuff like that. Yo, our buyer.
Oh, go ahead.
Our buyer, right? We look on Instagram and we follow our buyer on Instagram. He might even be watching this right now. But we see that he's doing the roof before closing.
Oh, shit. What the hell?
That is the main reason, honestly, bro, why we closed this deal. Because I'll be completely honest. I didn't think that I'd be getting these checks.
Yeah.
I just kind of like chalked it up as an L. I'm just like, yo, I'm on to the next deal, whatever. I don't care. But then the buyer literally rips the freaking roof off and puts a new roof on. And the buyer's like, no, bro. We got to close this thing.
No, you're closing on this.
So I'm like, all right, bro. Let's rock and roll.
I thought you were going to go the route when you were telling a story. I thought you were going to say you want the route of negotiating a novation so you can get paid a little bit up front. Saving no closing costs, so you'll get like a little assignment, a little something. But I like the getting a seller to pay you that, and that's exactly why you do not give the solution. You ask the seller, what do you think we should do here? Right? And he came up with a great solution. He doesn't know what a novation is. I know me personally, that would have been my first thought. Like, shit, how do we make some type of money on this deal? Well, closing costs is going to kill it. So let's get it to where there's no closing costs and get my buyer.
Yeah, we probably could have done the novation agreement. For me, I don't like doing novation agreements where it was going to be like an $80,000 rehab. Ooh. And I just don't like doing novation agreements for me, like for management wise and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. No, I like the route you went much better. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. And just like you were saying, like every deal is a lesson. And guys, what Mike was talking about, there's title issues on the deal and he almost didn't close. Expect that for every single deal that you get under contract. Literally. Expect
every single deal.
Bro, we've closed over 30 deals since I've been in real estate. And literally, I probably had 2 of them where it was no issues at closing.
Yeah, every single time.
Everyone. It sucks. It's not fun at all. So it's a learning experience every single time. Title companies, and I learned I used to get really mad at title companies, right? Like, yo, why are you doing this wrong? What's going on? But somebody put it in perspective for me. They're like, yo, title companies have way more deals than just yours, right? So there's more people buying houses every day than there are title companies, right? So you kind of have to expect it, right? Like their offices are going crazy, although it should not be like that, right? They should be on point a lot of times, but it's always an issue. Look, Steven just said, I got one now. My first one, title issue. First deal, title issue.
There's always something.
Bro, very first
contract. You freak out in the beginning. You're like, oh, what the heck? I had a title issue on my first deal. There was like some just mini probate stuff that had to be done. And I was freaking out. I didn't think we were going to close. At the end of the day, you just got to keep doing the thing that gets you to the best next steps to get the deal done.
For sure. Bro, very first contract.
Your way at it. You'll be good. But the big thing is, in my opinion, what I learned, there was a deal, right, that we were going to fix and flip, and we get all the way to the close, and find out that there's a freaking memorandum from another buyer on the property.
Ooh, man.
Right? And it just kind of messed up the whole entire deal. Yeah. After that day, I'll never forget. I was like, yo, I'm never running into an issue like this again. Because we were kind of banking on that because we were going into another deal and we needed the money for that deal to roll over. We pay ourselves an assignment fee up front.
Yeah.
and we were going to use the money for something in order to do that. And I was like, I will never be in this situation again, because now I know every freaking deal is probably going to have title issues. So now instead of only getting 4 a month, I need freaking 10.
For sure, without a doubt. And that's I literally just told somebody that on my team. We had one that we were about to get a contract on. He's like really excited. We weren't got on the phone with them, and it just went left, right? Went left for whatever reason. Very next phone call, Nick got, it was another lead that my guy, shout out to AJ, but it was another lead that AJ had set up, and the lady's like, okay, we're good, send the contract, right? After the one that we were really excited for just fell out, right? And that's why I told him, I said, this is a lesson, right? You need to have a full pipeline at all times.
At all times. Literally, that's why the Lucas Street property I was just talking about, that's why I kind of like almost chalked it up as a no. I'm like, all right, I'm going to let the attorneys take care of this thing. Like, whatever. If it doesn't go through, it doesn't go through. I got to go find the next deal.
For sure.
Because as I'm sitting here wasting freaking time on, title issues and stressing that this thing isn't going to close, I am losing opportunities.
I wanted to show this, bro, because you brought up a memorandum, and this just reminded me. This property right here, right? Mm-hmm. You see, it has a pending offer, right? This has been pending. How many days has it been on Zillow? 121. This thing has been pending for about 60 days.
You have a memorandum on that one?
Yeah, because I have a memorandum on it.
That's why it's pending?
That's exactly why it's pending. And I'm just waiting on them to give me a call. They haven't called me yet. I'll let them buy it, but I need to get paid first. That was actually the house that I told you I was going to move to Houston. That's the one. I was going to move to Houston, and we had it under contract, sub 2. This guy started ghosting me. He's trying to do a short sale, right? And short sales take long too, so I'm sure they're waiting on that to get approved as well. But they will never be able to sell this house until I give them the okay. So if you guys don't know what a memorandum is, you're pretty much recording your interest into the property. You're saying, hey,
okay, that's interesting. That's interesting, right? Yeah. So it's a short sale, which means the bank is going to be negotiated with.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you have a sub 2 purchase and sale agreement in place.
Yep.
What happens when the bank sees that the memorandum recorded is on a
It's fine.
sub 2 contract?
It's fine. It's a purchase contract. I was gonna buy the house. I have interest in the property, right? I'm not gonna buy it sub 2 anymore. That their red flags are up, right? Like
so this is good. So in your agreement, essentially it says that you can buy it in cash as well.
Well, no. So the thing is, with the memorandum, I'm not gonna buy the property anymore. I'm gonna let the person that they're negotiating with, that's looking to do a short sale, I'm gonna let them buy the property, right? But I need to get paid first. I need to say, like, they're gonna call me up whenever they're ready to close, and they're gonna say, hey, I'm trying to close on this property, but you have a memorandum filed against it. You clouded title, right? I can't close on this without you removing your memorandum. And I want to say, great, I will gladly remove my memorandum for $15,000. Send it over, because I was going to make a good amount of money on that property, even though I was going to live in it, right? I'm going to tell them I was going to make a good amount of money on that property, and I started my process. I had my teams in place. I had contractors show up, everything. We stopped this guy's auction. I literally stopped this guy's auction the day before the auction, bro. And he did that. So it's crazy. So he's not going to get paid, and he's not going to sell this house until I get paid.
The reason why I'm asking though is because the bank is now involved, right? Yeah. So the bank is going to be involved in the transaction, and they want the transaction to go through because they're not in the business to own property, right? Yeah. So when they have a purchase and sale agreement in place with another buyer, and they see a title issue, and then they dig into the title issue, I'm wondering if
remember, it's a title issue, right? The bank's not the title company. I clouded title. I have legal interest in this property. It doesn't matter how I was going to buy it. It's not like subject to is illegal, right? Because what's the worst that's going to happen? What due on sale clause? They're just going to ask for the money that's owed, right?
Oh, so that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I mean, if I want to buy the property, I would have to buy it cash.
So essentially, they're gonna tell you, yeah, bro, you can buy the property cash.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, bro, I don't want to buy the property. You can keep it. You can buy it. I just want to get paid.
I like it.
Yeah.
So you're clouding title, and they can't do anything until that shit is cleared.
Yep. Bro, I love this deal breakdown.
Yeah, this is fire, bro.
if we have any questions, put them in the chat. I know Joel. Shout out to Joel. My boy put a question in the chat. Said we need to talk some more agent outreach. What are some upfront agreements y'all are having with agents slash brokers? I think you meant brokers. but yeah. How about we do that next? Mike, are you doing any agent outreach right now?
I have a fix and flip right now that I'm doing that was from an agent that I directly reached out to the agent.
Maybe we talk about that next week, because that is big in this market. Like, this market is shifting, right?
Here's how I know it's big, right? We listed an ovation agreement, and I can just tell, literally, bro. I can tell it's a property down in Florida, and we were getting a bunch of offers in from the listing, and I literally tell that there was probably like 4 offers that came from the Elephant Challenge.
Oh, really?
like dead serious.
I love it.
I'm like, hold on, bro. Nah.
I love it. Yeah, but
So
I say
outreach is going crazy.
We might as well do that next week. I'll bring in I can even bring in some of my team who's doing the agent outreach, and we could talk about some of the things that we're doing. But as far as like the upfront agreements with them, it's pretty much like you can be really straightforward with the real estate agent, right? You can say, hey, I'm an investor, I'm looking to buy some more properties in the area. I seen this property was listed for quite some time. I'm looking to do some fix and flips or buy and hold as a rental, depending on what the situation is, right? So if we're a good fit, we may take another couple calls, and I'll send a LOI over at the end of this call. If not, no big deal. I want to keep this relationship, and we can do this forever, right? As long as you have deals that you need to move, something like that, right? And I literally just came up with that on the top of my head. My team doesn't say that shit. Like, just let them know the expectation, right? What the expectation of the call. So what we've been doing is we're just putting in offers, right? We're sending letters of intent. We're putting in offers. We're saying, hey, this is our cash price. If this doesn't work for you or your seller, we also have some creative options as well. Let us know. Let's jump on a call, right? And we send as many out a day. The goal is like 25 per person a day.
Literally, like for those offers, we're like, would you take sub 2? I'm like, all right, I know where these freaking people are coming from. Oh, it's so good.
That's funny. I love that. Do we have any other questions before we wrap this up? Mike, I really appreciate it today, bro. This was, I think the people enjoyed like the deal breakdowns. We'll get some
deal breakdowns and a celebrity
guest appearance.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Insane, bro. And if your friends aren't watching Wholesale Hard Knocks, let them know what mistakes they're making right now, because there's so much value. And the good thing about it, these videos are gonna be here forever, right? So go back, rewatch some of the prior videos and the old videos that we've put up, because when I tell you there's game in this, in on our YouTube channel, there's a lot of free game. So make sure you guys are.
Dude, and I don't even want to gas us up. I'm not even gassing us up, right? I'm just stating the facts. Most of my followers are like our age or somewhere around our age, and they're just trying to, get these things going. Now, I have a lot of followers that are from all ages, but I look back to when I first started this business, and I was looking on YouTube, and who was I looking at? People like Jerry Norton and all these freaking goats, the people that we call the goats. They are the goats. However, they're like 40 years old, getting deals done, which is great. But we didn't have somebody to look at because of the goats paving the way for us, right? Like they did their job. They paved the way for us. But we didn't have people like 25 years old, 27 years old to look at on YouTube that were doing all the things that we wanted to do. That were like just at that level. Like, I can remember back like 2 years ago, just thinking like, dang, dude, if I could just get like a deal a month, if I could just do a deal a month, that'd be freaking amazing.
Bro, yes. that was the same thoughts I was having too. Like, and it almost seems like it almost seems unattainable when watching like some of the gurus that are so much older.
You took the words out of my mouth. It seems unattainable when you're looking at somebody like Jerry Norton or something like this, and you're like, holy crap, you know, this guy's like 40 years old. He's probably been in the game for a while. He's crushing it. Like, dude, me and Daryl have been in the game for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And we're young as shit. Like, you can do this. There's like 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 21-year-olds watching our pages that are just like, dang, dude, I look at all these gurus. They're like 40 years old. They must be in the game for a while, which a lot of them have, right? But like, dude, we're showing you guys in real time what this is like starting it from the jump and what it looks like a year or two out from nonstop work.
Bro, and we literally go through like, so I get help on these. Like, literally, a few weeks back, you told me, you're like, yo, you need to start cold calling. You need to get your cold call system set up again, right? And like, we show you guys the tribulations, right? On that video, I literally told you guys that shit was moving slow. Like, I didn't get a deal in like the past 2 or 3 months at that time, right? And Mike's like, yo, you need to get back on direct to seller, right? Like, we're not just showing the good. We're showing the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, right? So, guys, if you love your friends and you want them to be successful, tell them to tune in next Wednesday because we will be here. Now, the question is, are you going to be here getting this value that we're dropping? Let's go, man. Yo, Mike, you got anything else before we bounce, dog?
Like and subscribe.
Facts.
That's how you know when we come up on Wednesdays.
For sure. For sure. Shout out to Steven for locking up your first deal.
Let's go, Steven. That's what I'm talking about, dog.
I'm going to say he started in May, got his first one locked up in September. So there you go. May, June, July, August, September. 5 months.
Yeah, dude.
5 months. You didn't quit.
Worked his ass off for that. I bet Steven watched so many freaking videos, was crushing the phones, like crushing it. Finally lands his first deal. Now he's about to get paid. And Steven, watch when you get that check. You're going to be like, this business actually works. I got to go reverse engineer everything that I just did.
Yep. And what I really love is he squatted up. He squatted up, bro. I JV'd with the partner on my first deal, gaining the value, learning along the way. I love it, bro. Keep it up.
Freaking go.
Michael says, as winter approaches, will deals become scarce?
Shout out to my guy, Mike. This is my guy right here.
What's up, Mike?
Hell no.
Facts.
If anything, problems come up even more.
Yep.
Because pipes freeze and all this stuff. Like, actually, one of my first mentors ever says the time to buy is the winter. Reason being is because you do the renovations throughout the winter months and sell at the best time, which is the spring market.
Yep. So, and there's a lot of things to do, right? Like in the wintertime, when I was living on the East Coast, I was like, wintertime was great, right? Like when it snowed, that's the best time to go driving for dollars, in my opinion.
That's really freaking good. Yeah.
Yeah. If all the houses on the street are shoveled out and you have one that's like nothing done to it, don't you think that's a good house to call?
Yo, that's so good.
Yeah. And another way to look at it, right? Virtual, right? Like, it's gonna get cold in some places, and things traditionally do slow down a little bit. Like people buying houses, that's traditional, right? They're not as many flips are going on in the market in the wintertime, right? Because they're gonna do the rehab and they're gonna sell it in the spring, right? But like, there's places in the world, guys, where it does not get cold, literally, and there's business going on 12 months out of the year.
That was trying to get me to move.
Move, bro. Pull up. Pull up, dog.
Yo, the winter is cuffing season, dog. It's time to lock up deals.
Yo, I'm challenging myself. I just made I tweeted it, so that's how you know it's real, bro. And I'm gonna say it on Wholesale Hardknocks right now. I'm gonna be celibate until I hit my first million, bro. It's out there. It's in the world. It's in the world. Now it has to get done.
Okay.
Now it has to get done.
All the girls watching are like, dang it.
And I promise that wasn't a pull-away tactic. Don't hit me up trying to.
Yeah, this guy's a salesman, yo. He's doing it. Daryl's DMs just got flooded.
Nah, I hope not. Let's do it, bro. Yo, I'm super excited for next week. Me and Mike got some fire in store for y'all. We really don't know what it is yet, but we just know that it's going to be super fire. So make sure y'all tune in next Wednesday, 4:00 AZ time, 7 Eastern time, 6 Central. Use Google to figure out the other time zones because I don't know. But I appreciate every single person that tunes in every single week. Love y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. We out of here.
Let's go.